Richard Dawkins asserts that it would be immoral to not abort a child diagnosed with Down syndrome. So that's well-evolved humanity, is it? I read his so-called apology too. If that was an apology, then I would agree that he himself really did descend from an ape.
I think what happened. Propaganda.
Let's take a look at that apology, shall we? He wrote, "To conclude, what I was simply saying follows logically from the ordinary pro-choice stance that most of us, I presume, espouse. My phraseology may have been tactlessly vulnerable to misunderstanding, but I can't help feeling that at least half the problem lies in a wanton eagerness to misunderstand." His apology wasn't an attempt at reconciliation. It was an explanation of how he thinks he's right and you're too stupid to understand why, while he's too dense to understand why he got called out for being wrong. Look, having a child with Down syndrome is something that's accepted, not preferred. Let's just call it like it is. People wanting to have children don't say, "Oh, I hope my child has Down syndrome." But a halfway decent human being, upon discovering their child has Down syndrome, accepts the responsibility of being the best parents they can be, not the kid's executioner. The sentiment of Dawkins on kids in utero is that it doesn't have human feelings, therefore killing it would have no consequence. Did Dawkins include himself in that death sentence? Because if anyone sounds like they're deficient in human feelings, it would be Dawkins. So is Dawkins volunteering his unfeeling self and other unfeeling people of the pro-abortion mindset for execution? The dude is about as warm as running Jell-O, as he tweets out his view on aborting a kid with Down syndrome. Hell, if he was as smart as he thinks he is, he might have been smart enough to not try to show off that big brain of his so he can fit in a little sensitivity with that 140 character limit. Like, hey, I'm pro-choice and oh, somewhere it's time for tea. Why do I say that? Because there really is no way befitting of a human being to post that someone should abort their kid. I don't even like it when people say that Dawkins' parents should have aborted him. Because when you think stuff like that, you've reduced yourself to a liberal. And for a liberal, abortion isn't just about a form of birth control. It's a form of execution. In their minds, it's justifiable to kill off a kid in utero because supposedly he's most likely gonna be a criminal, which profanely goes against our principles of being innocent until proven guilty. Sentence a kid to death before they even commit a crime. Now that's progressive. The big insult I could impose on myself is to allow a liberal to drag me into thinking like them. Malfonso Rachel was Zonation, and I reckon Richard Dawkins likes to think of himself as a person who wants to see humanity become better. But an example of being better people is helping people, isn't it? And pump your brakes, liberals. Helping people is one thing. Enabling people to go around in circles is another. So how does Dawkins' view make us better human beings if he believes the stronger humans should kill the weaker ones? Wouldn't a good example of being a better human being be to help the weaker ones become stronger ones too? The dude is about as warm as running Jell-O.